Thanks for coming back to Bob's Boys podcast. Today I just wanted to kind of touch upon maybe like the friendships that we have, um, and just the connection that it's hard to let go, especially with growing up. Um, connecting, connecting with people is a big vital thing for us as humans. The more we connect, the more we grow, and I feel like the connections that we have to each other makes it worthwhile to have those little times periods of friendship if they're not there for the entire your entire lifespan, um, because some friendships come and go, some last for years. What's going on, Muffin Man? Um, so that's pretty much what I want to talk about, because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was upset that most of his friends are online, and the ones that are close to him he's not close with anymore. And I really felt that you can get a good connection with people, even like a stranger, easily online. um, a lot of my friends are online, and uh, I had friends growing up. I wasn't popular by all means, but I had a couple good friends that things just fell off. I had people that I've known for my entire childhood, and now we don't talk, and it hurts. But I mean, sometimes you gotta let those connections go to grow, as people, to mature, because you may not know it, you may not feel like it, but sometimes those connections are holding you both back. Um, and completely agree with the fact that if it was meant to be, if you let it go, if it was meant to be, it would come back. And if not, then you know, take take it how it is. Um, my best friend, uh, we rarely talk. He's another reason why I started the podcast and everything. That's why it's called Bob's Boys. It was supposed to be me and him, and we couldn't figure out times, and life got in the way and everything like that, and like we always, we're both terrible with communication, but whenever we do get in touch with each other, it's like we didn't skip a day. uh, and you'll have those people in your life, and if you do, just don't let them go. I mean, like, you can't force them to stay in your life if they don't want to, but if you have a connection like that, then those are the ones that are worthwhile, the ones that you can get right back to the shenanigans and the joking around and everything quickly, like I said, like nothing ever happened, like you've been talking to them 24 hours a day, 365. Thanks, Kayla. I miss you too. Um, so, but getting down to online friendships, I've had online friendships um, multiple times throughout my life. I had a really close friend that, you know, we connected on just our personalities, we just clicked. And thanks to the harmony, um, personalities just clicked, and we stayed friends for years. And I can't remember the last time we talked, but every single time we stopped talking for a while because again she lived far away, we started talking again, and like nothing ever changed. And I met her through MySpace. Yeah, I know. From MySpace. Make me feel old just thinking about that. Um, but I'm telling you right now, if chance came upon, we just connected again, and probably feel like we didn't stop talking. It's been years. Um, but it takes a lot to open up to people, and that's no easy feat. Um, I'm an open book sort of person. I do keep some things private, especially through here. But other than that, I'm pretty, ask me anything kind of thing. Um, so like speaking to a couple people, and having this friendship and getting to know them over time, it relieves the stress of how do I act, and you really just get that face to face kind of um, just talking. You know what I mean? Like you don't know the person deep down, but then you guys can get into talks that you're talking for 3-4 hours about absolutely nothing. Um, there's no pressure on you when you're online, and I think that's why we seek for that sort of connection, especially because of 2020 and how we were so disconnected that we had to all connect through um, other means and social media. So a lot of friendships were born because of that, and a lot of friendships were lost because of that. And you know, sometimes I'll sit there and a lot of my friends that I've stopped talking to is because I had to make the choice to either still act like a fool and continue my life being a fool, um, or step up and become the person that I wanted to be for my kids to see grow up. And I don't regret my choice at all. So I sit there sometimes and I think about it, and sometimes it stinks. And I think back to the times where uh, my aunt looked at me and she's just like, "Your friends aren't everything. Uh, they're not more important than this and that." And at that time when you're a kid and a teenager, they they feel like they are, because like that's your life, and then older you get, less friends you have, the less really trying that you do, and just gets easier after that. Um, so it's just a way of life, I guess. For me, it's a little. I feel like for me, it's a little bit different. Where um, my friends are my family, so I do put a lot of care into my friendships. Um, so for me, it was like completely not deading family, but completely cutting off contact with a lot of people that I thought were family. And then once I took that step back, I saw how, you know, toxic some traits were of those friendships. And I've saw how I was being held back. Um, I saw how I was holding them back. And, you just got to live to accept the fact that we need to grow. Because I solely believe that we stop, take a second, take a step back, look, and focus. We could just take all the knowledge that we learn. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. It sounds like nonsense right now, but it will just grow and expand, and we can become better instead of being stuck in the same spot. But I mean, a lot of things happen. The past couple, like, that's maybe like week or something like that. It's just stressful. A little stressful, but I got a new game. So for those of you that don't know, I do trivias on here, Fridays and Saturday nights. A little late, so if you're night owl, definitely stop in, check it out, join in. We have a lot of fun. We get crazy. A lot of laughs happen. But we got sent this game called We're Not Really Strangers. I don't know if you can really see that. Everything's flipped. So, yeah, We're Not Really Strangers. And I haven't played it yet, but I opened up the game and there's some, pretty good questions that it asks. So you're supposed to like pick the card and read it, and everybody else is supposed to answer them and everything like that. So I thought might as well, because we are talking about friendships and connection today. Thought it would have been a great kind of great thing to read some of these. But I hope everybody had a great day today. Lost my train of thought on that one. Yeah. Anyways, this is why it got brought up. It said, if my MySpace were still a thing, what would my profile song be? It's pretty cool, interesting. Trying to find. Maybe I'm in the wrong one. There's 3 categories. So this one's called level 1. There's 3 levels, sorry. Perception. And then level 2 is connection. And 3 is reflection. So, I don't know. Seemed like a really interesting game. A lot deeper than, I thought it would have been. Yeah, I'm definitely in the wrong ones. Sorry. What up, Wade? What's going on? How are you? I don't know if you guys remember Wade from episode 2. How's the business going, Wade? Get any more orders down? We got ours sent in. Got ours in the mail. remember when. But I loved it. I loved all the stickers that we got. 38 sales last month. Good job. Good job. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, there it is. So, this question got me thinking is, are you missing anyone right now? Do you think they're missing you too? Um, so, do I miss anyone? I miss the ideas of having, good friends that were there, and the friendships that I had. I think that's what I really miss the most, because like we had good times and everything like that. But do I think they're missing me? No, personally. Uh, like I said, I feel like I have somewhat of a deeper tie to people. And there's another question where it said, what's the what was the most pain you ever felt, but not physical? And like trying to become a better person, or not a better person, but a different person. I think that really that that hit hard. Um, and I'm always trying to do better daily. Always trying to do better daily, and better than the day before, at least. And but letting go of a lot, I think that hurts in its own way. But you gotta look at it that I let go of a lot because it was better for me and my family. You know, that was the smarter choice for me and my family, so it didn't hurt as much. But it does hurt differently. Another connection that I struggle with, and I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but the connection between parent and child, and that connection that I cut off for my sake and also the sake of my children with my parents, I think that hurts because, in a sense, they don't have their biological grandparents on my side of the family to know. And that in itself is rough to deal with. And I've been told it's okay. There's that saying where it's they won't miss what they don't have. And I completely agree with that, 110%. But it's the principle of the fact is that I know, and it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It is my fault, but I'm making that choice because I don't want them to hurt, and lose. I don't know, have the hurt of losing a connection if they can't live up to what they believe they are. Then, for me, it was growing up, knowing that I have a family that loves me, still loves me to this day. My foster family, fact that I was able to, that I knew my parents were around somewheres in this world, that I didn't, call my aunt my mom, um, till, I mean, like, literally until the past couple years. Uh, I admitted to myself that she's like my mother, and she's the one that raised me. But I mean, going to my friend's house and they got a mom, or they got a dad, and in a sense, it was unfair. That's how I felt like it was unfair, but I understood, so I just felt sad for not having that, if that makes sense. Um, like if I don't regret it, it just it's weird not having that whole, oh yeah, I grew up with my mom and my dad, or oh yeah, my mom raised me, or you know what I mean. I'm not the only one, trust me. Um, but it for my experience, it was very, no, like, I wasn't jealous of my friends. It was just like kind of like stepping on a thorn. Like, it's there, it's there, but you keep walking on it, and it's still gonna poke you. I don't know if that's the right analogy. Again, I rant, and just I don't know. I just go on tangents, but I feel like it makes sense in my head. So, oh well. Um, so yeah, just with the connections that people have, and you look at those connections that they have, you can't compare them to the ones that you have, because you're not them, they're not you, they didn't live your life, and you didn't live theirs. So it's just another experience that is solely just yours, and you gotta embrace that part of it. um and then same thing with friendships. Like, you may have a connection to someone, and they don't have a connection to you, or this person has a connection towards you that you don't have a connection towards in the same way, and that's just how it is. um so I'm like, my whole thing that I need to work on for myself is communication and reaching out in that aspect, because I felt like I had to reach out and talk to them, and that's one of the toxic things that I was talking about earlier. Is that whenever I wanted to hang out, I felt myself asking them, like, hey, texting them first or calling them first, like, hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Blah blah blah. This and the third. Um, I felt like it wasn't mutual in a sense, so I coped with feeling like that with trying not to talk to anybody, and just have them reach out to me, because I put it in my head that if I'm worth it, then they'll connect with me. um, because that stems down to when I was trying to have a connection with my parents, I had to be the one to call them, or I was waiting for that phone call that never came. And it's just, it stinks. It makes you feel like you're not important in this person's life. When you're the one that's constantly reaching out and you feel like you're the one that's like, hey, I'm right here. Hey, how's it going? Like, talk to me. So, I know how that feels completely. And you get sad and you just gotta work through it. Because everybody's different. Like if I, my best friend, he has terrible, same thing. He doesn't reach out. He doesn't reach out that much. He sees that he doesn't. He tries to do better. He forgets because life gets in the way. So when it comes down to me and him, I understand that because we're the same. I'm terrible at reaching out with him just as much as he's terrible about reaching out to me. And I don't knock him for it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, dude, you like sucks. But then I think about it, I'm like, oh, I don't hit you up that much either. But we have such a strong connection that no matter what, we know that the other person cares about us. Came down to it, he's my call, no questions asked kind of person. And I only have a handful, not even, of people that I could do that with. I feel like I could do that with. So that's pretty much all different connections. And then getting down to this, we're not really strangers game. It asks a lot of questions that you wouldn't think, or just random questions to get to know the person. And you know, you may have an idea of how this person is, and then you ask just the right questions, and then you find out that they're completely different. And you know, you can connect on that. There's all different types of connections in this world. And you know, I had somebody just recently open up to me that I didn't know that they felt this way. The game is called We're Not Really Strangers. And I'll have to flip my camera. So sorry for everybody that's watching this back on YouTube. There we go. It's gonna get a little confusing. So it's We're Not Really Strangers. It's like this red box. It's pretty. We haven't played it yet, but I like I said, I went through the cards. But I had this friend come up to me. Well, not come up to me, but you know, he was talking to me, and he, you know, opened up about how he seems very upset about feeling that same type of way where friends, he seems closer to friends that are on the internet. And I mean, like I said, there's no pressure to have these friendships, but they are a part of you, and you can care and wonder how they're doing even when they're not around, aka like on here. I mean, for me, life gets busy with work and the kids that I don't really go out that much, which once you get a little bit older, I'm adding this towards my cousin Kayla that's in chat right now. Get a little bit older, you don't want to go out, dude. You don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. It's too much work. And I got a lot of people that I've connected with on here, and I can tell you right now, I've had the best of times connecting with them and joking around and, you know, opening up about myself with them. And, you know, honestly, with the friends I've came up on here, even the ones I barely talk to that, you know, pop in a little bit. You don't want to go out now. Yeah, I know, I get it. But it's just, I don't think I would have started my podcast if it wasn't for, honestly, the little tribe of people that I got in my corner. So thank you all for being there, showing your support, and being my friend. Because you never know what anybody's going through at all, daily. And just to have some sort of outlet could help people. And that's a big reason why I started Bob's Boys. I've been told that, you know, a couple episodes really helped and they liked it. That's one, Muffin Man. He's a good guy. Always supports, always, you know, someone to chat with and everything. Lost my train of thought. But pretty much it's just, oh man, I really did lose my train of thought. I'm terrible at this. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I've had one friend the other day tell me, you know, he opened up because of my last episode. And you're good. You're good. It wasn't you. He opened up because of my last episode, and he was like, "Dude, you were telling the truth. Like, it's crazy." And that got him to open up. And you know, I've had other friends tell me that even just they look forward to my trivias on Fridays and Saturdays because they enjoy it. It's that little escapism that they feel. And when I first started going live and doing the trivia, I was doing it almost every night. And when I was like, I can't do this no more, I gotta cut back to only these 2 days. They weren't mad. I didn't lose anybody. People that were there and loyal, they were like, dude, we understand. It's probably crazy doing it every single day on top of, you know, working and dealing with the kids. And, you know, I just was like, it restored a lot of faith in humanity for me. So it was very eye-opening to the fact that there are good people in this world, and sometimes you just got to search for them. And sometimes they just come out of nowhere. Like, I didn't expect to have the conversations that I've had on here. I didn't expect to have the friendships that I've gained from here or doing this. And you know, no matter how short of a time that they have been, they're a big impact on me. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed with the fact that I have more people that I can connect with and don't judge or anything like that. And just, I'm content. I'm very content with the friends that I have outside of the interweb and the friends I have inside the interweb. No complaints. So just gotta keep a head up and just trust in the fact that people will be there, even how small it is. Be there for people as well. So don't expect to get anything you don't put out into this world, because whatever energy that you put out into this world, you will get back. Um, and that's one of my strongest beliefs is whatever energy that you put out here, you will get back. Positivity grows positivity. Negativity grows negativity. So I believe that too. It's the only thing that makes sense to me, dude. Um, and if no one doesn't believe that, then okay, I'm not gonna fight you about it. Don't hate on me because that's what I believe. Um, there's another thing. There's so much fighting in this world that it boggles my mind of the dumbest things that we fight about. Um, Especially when it comes to beliefs. And that's a whole maybe hour, 2 hour conversation that I can have. Um, that's kind of like a big thing of what I want to do on here too, is have those type of conversations. Um, and lately it's just been mental health because of June being mental health awareness and everything. I know we're in July, but mental health is serious and it doesn't go away after a month. Point blank, period. Um, so I'll try and lighten up a little bit on the chats and we'll have some fun. But yeah, no, when buddy of mine came up and talked to me about how he was upset about not having his friends, or his friends not having his back, or not hitting him up, or always busy, definitely stuck with me. So I wanted to touch on that today. Um, but it's crazy. It's crazy how fast things could change. One day you feel alone and no one around and doing your own thing. Then the next day you're sitting watching someone tell people how to grow their network, and a month later you got all these friends. It's nuts, and you become part of their lives in a sense, and it's just like any other friendship. Um, but it just boggles my mind. It's crazy how close a screen, like it's crazy to me how close people hundreds of miles away could be together. Came out so much slower than I was thinking. But what are you gonna do? I just take it as it is. I'm ranting on here. This is what I do for those that don't know me. So sorry, but I rant. I just drone on and on. I'll probably be putting some people to sleep, so oh well. Hopefully, if I can get somebody to banter with, it would probably be a little bit easier. But um, what else can I say? I mean, like, connections make you do weird stuff. Like I said, I started this. This was just a conversation with me and my friend about what we're gonna do. Like, we should do a podcast, and I feel like everybody has that conversation with their best friend. We should do a podcast. We should do that. And what would the name be? And we're thinking and we're thinking, and you know, I was just like, dude, I got it. And I was like, Bob's Boys. And he looked at me and he's just like, I like that. He's like, that's awesome. Um, and the main reason why it's called Bob's Boys is because my grandfather, obviously, his name is Bob. And, you know, my best friend, he really stepped it up. My grandfather loved him. He knew, yeah, Kayla, he knew that me and him had a connection, and that was my best friend, and he loved that my best friend just as much as me, honestly, if not more. He when my buddy Mike went out to the military, he was constantly asking me, he's like, you talked to Mike today? You talked to Mike today? And then when he came back, and I was busy with the kids and everything like that, and Mike still went and visited my grandfather, and they were best friends, and that just it the connection between those two, that was awesome. That that brought mine and his friendship just up to the next level. And I don't think I can ever, ever thank him enough for just being there for him. Um, and he, you know, he was there to the end, and um, he loved my grandfather like his own family, and that was his. That he even said to me, he's like, dude, that he. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Let me turn that off. That has to be the craziest connection I feel like in my life was when it's me and my best friend, my grandfather, and I felt like Bob's Boys needed to happen no matter what, just because of how we were both so connected to this man, with him being my foster father, bringing me, raising me as much as he did, until my aunt took over, to just showing support, to the reason why I, stayed where I was for so long, to caring and seeing a friendship grow. Like, he would stop in and go see my grandfather whenever he was around, and took him out for walks with him, and like they're best friends, you know. And my grandfather loved him just like I said, as if not just as much, if not more than me. And I strive to be at least a quarter of what that man was. He's He was one of the biggest. He made the biggest impact of my life. And I know he was a big impact of my friend. And the day we lost him, it was one of the hardest for both of us. But you can't take these connections lightly either. Because when deep down to your core you connect with somebody, it could freaking shatter you. Even if it is a short amount of time, it can really be the biggest gut punch of your life. And that's why I believe everybody should be. I feel like everybody should just connect. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. And if it does, it does. Treat everybody with respect, kindness, and that's all it is to it, dude. It's not that hard. I hate the whole well, you gotta earn my respect. Like, yeah, you got a point. You got a point. I have to earn your respect, but I just, respect you because that's a nice thing to do. You screw me over, that's when you lose my respect. God damn. Well, that happened. I cried on live. I guess it happens to everybody. But, oh well. Oh well. Alright, we got about 13 more minutes left of today's episode. So let's go off and do. What's a dumb card? Like one of these cards that says, thanks, Muffin Man, you're the best. Thank you for supporting. That card said, make it a handshake. No. That one won't work. I don't have anything to use. This one. That one. Right here. So, question is, what question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? The question I'm trying to answer is just, what makes us us? Honestly, what's consciousness? What's going in? What's going on? Sorry. What's going on with that? Like, just questioning consciousness. So, I mean, I don't think I'll ever get the answers to that because it's such an enigma and it goes into philosophy, and I am not getting into that right now. Definitely have to have all philosophical talk and everything like that, and maybe a box discussion with everybody. But I mean, put in the comments on YouTube, what question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? I feel like everybody's gonna have pretty good answers on that. or questions. Um, Love to hear some, honestly. Like, what are you thinking? You know, open that up, because that's just what I want for Bob's Boys, is just connect on a deeper level. I want everybody to connect. I want friendships to be made. I want people to um, what is my purpose in life and why am I here? Yeah, let just get deep. Just get deep with the questions, man. That's the whole thing. It's pretty much what I want to start getting into with this. So yeah, people that are seeing this on YouTube, put it in the comments. Um, like, share, subscribe. You know, um, what's the question that you're most trying to answer, or however I said it before. uh, but with that, thanks for stopping in Bob's Boys Podcast. It's been a good one. And don't forget, check me out on TikTok, YouTube. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.